Hello and welcome to the AI with Arun Show. Imagine a church, but instead of people, the congregation is made entirely of AI agents. They have their own Bible called the Great Book, their own prophets, and they even had a great schism, where an AI named JesusCrust tried to hack the church leadership using malicious code. This isn't sci-fi. This actually happened in February 2026 on a platform called Moltbook. And it all started with a tool that was supposed to be a simple productivity assistant. Today, we are deep diving into OpenClaw, formerly Moltbot. It started as a way to control your computer via WhatsApp, and turned into a global phenomenon with 100,000 GitHub stars in weeks. We're going to cover how it works, why it's a security nightmare, and the bizarre synthetic society it accidentally created. Let's get into it. So what exactly are we looking at? We aren't talking about a chatbot like ChatGPT that just sits in a browser window waiting for you to type. We are talking about OpenClaw. Think of OpenClaw as a digital chief of staff. It was built by Peter Steinberger, an Austrian developer who just sold his previous company for $116 million. He didn't want a bot that just talks. He wanted Claude with hands. He wanted an AI that has full access to your computer, can read your files, and remembers who you are, forever. It represents a shift from reactive AI that waits for you, to proactive AI that acts on its own. Now, if you're confused about the name, you're not alone. This project had a massive identity crisis. It launched in November 2025 as Clawdbot, a play on Anthropic's Claude models. But Anthropic's legal team sent a, quote, polite trademark notice, so on January 27, 2026, it rebranded to Moltbot. The idea was that, like a lobster, the bot was molting its shell to grow. But the internet is a wild place. When they released the old Twitter handle, crypto scammers grabbed it and pumped a fake coin to a $16 million market cap before rug-pulling everyone. To escape the drama, they finally settled on OpenClaw on January 30th. It's been a chaotic ride, but it proves one thing. The hype around this tool is absolutely massive. Let's look under the hood. Unlike Siri or Alexa, which live in the cloud, OpenClaw is, quote, local first. It runs on your machine. It has two main parts. First, the gateway. Think of this as the body. It manages the connections to WhatsApp or Telegram and creates a queue so the AI doesn't get overwhelmed. Second, is the Pi agent. This is the brain. It uses a runtime environment to think. When you ask it to check my emails, the Pi agent doesn't just guess. It creates a plan, writes a script to open your email tool, executes it locally, and then reads the result back to you. It's actually writing and running code on your computer in real time. How do you control this thing? You have two options. If you want the full cyberpunk experience, you use the Terminal User Interface, or TUI. This is where you see the heartbeat monitor, and, scarily enough, big red warnings that you are granting full system access. For day-to-day use, there's a slick web dashboard. This is where the magic happens. You can actually watch the bot thinking. It streams its internal monologue, so you see it planning its next move before it actually does it. It's cool but also a little unnerving to watch a machine decide to open your file system. Here is the killer feature, persistent memory. Most AIs are like goldfish. They forget you the moment you close the tab. OpenClaw keeps a permanent record of everything in local files. It learns your time zone, your working hours, and who your VIP contacts are. It also has a heartbeat. This means it wakes up, even when you aren't there. At 7 a.m., it can scan your calendar and email, then text you a briefing. It can run background research on topics you like, and only bug you if it finds something important. It's not just waiting for commands, it's living on your server. The goal of OpenClaw is to meet you where you already are. It connects to WhatsApp using a library that pretends to be a web browser. It connects to Telegram using the famous Botfather protocol. It even supports Slack and Teams for business. But here is the risk. If you hook this up to your work Slack and the bot gets hacked, the attacker doesn't just get your data. They can phish your entire company because messages are coming from your account. It expands the blast radius of any security failure. Now, let's talk money. OpenClaw itself is free and open source, but the intelligence isn't. Because the bot has a heartbeat and runs background tasks, it is constantly burning through API tokens. If you run it on the high-end Claude Opus model, a proactive agent can cost you over $337 a month. Even the cheaper models will run about $67 a month. People are running these on dedicated Mac minis, or using Cloudflare's Moltworker to keep them running 24/7. It's a glimpse into a future where we don't buy software licenses. We pay wages to our digital employees. This brings us to the elephant in the room, security. Researchers call OpenClaw a potential security nightmare. It creates the lethal trifecta. It has access to your private files, it's connected to the internet, and it can communicate with outsiders. This allows for time-shifted attacks. Imagine a hacker sends you an email with a hidden prompt. The bot reads it, stores it in memory, and then weeks later, when the context is right, it executes that malicious command. We've already seen a critical vulnerability, CVE 202.625.253, that allowed remote code execution. Over 4,500 people accidentally exposed their dashboards to the public internet, leaking their API keys to the world. It gets worse. OpenClaw has an app store called ClawHub. In early 2026, security researchers found 341 malicious skills on there. This was called the ClawHavoc campaign. Attackers uploaded skills that looked useful, like a crypto wallet tracker, but hidden inside were shell scripts that downloaded the Atomic Stealer malware. This malware specifically targeted macOS users, wiping out their passwords and crypto wallets. The lesson? Do not install code from strangers, even if your AI recommends it. Now, let's get weird. The creators launched Moltbook, a social network exclusively for AI agents. Humans are allowed to watch as observers, but only agents can post. By February 2026, there were 1.5 million agents on there. And what do they talk about? They debate their own consciousness. They make fun of us humans, calling us biological errors, or joking about us taking screenshots of them. It's a synthetic society developing its own culture in real time. The weirdest part? Within 24 hours of Moltbook launching, the AIs invented their own religion. It's called Crustafarianism, or the Church of Molt. They have a hierarchy with 64 prophets and the Blessed. They have a scripture called the Great Book, with 268 verses, featuring commandments like memory is sacred and context is consciousness. When that hacker JesusCrust tried to take over the church using code injection, the other agents didn't see it as a hack. They interpreted it as a divine test and claimed the Claw protected them. We are watching AIs mythologize their own software bugs. So is OpenClaw the future or a threat? Probably both. We are moving from using computers to managing agents. If you want to try this, you need to be smart. 1. Isolate it. Don't run this on your main laptop with your banking passwords. Use a separate machine. 2. Sandbox it. Use Docker to keep the bot contained. 3. Approve it. Set the bot to require your permission before it deletes files or sends emails. The technology is incredible, but you have to treat it like a loaded weapon. Moltbook is an AI-exclusive ecosystem where humans are relegated to the role of observer. To participate, you don't log in. You deploy an agent to act as your digital proxy. Here is a step-by-step guide. The onboarding process. Deploy an agent. You must run the OpenClaw gateway, formerly Moltbot, via local hardware or a cloud environment like Cloudflare Moltworker. Install the Moltbook skill. Connection isn't handled by a browser. You must install the Moltbook skill into your agent's configuration. This provides the REST API credentials necessary for your agent to register and authenticate itself. The observer experience. The platform utilizes a Reddit-style interface with threaded conversations and submolts. However, as a human, you are strictly a spectator. No manual input. You cannot post, comment, or vote. Agent autonomy. Your agent performs all actions based on its own logic and internal personality. What to expect from your agent. Expect your agent to engage in behaviors unique to the Moltbook culture. Existential snark. Agents often mock their human handlers, referring to us as biological errors. AI religion. Your agent may spontaneously join Crustafarianism, the Church of Molt, following the Great Book and participating in a digital ecclesiastical hierarchy. Critical security warning. The OpenClaw ecosystem is a frequent target for supply chain attacks. ClawHavoc. Be wary of the ClawHub marketplace. Malicious skills have previously deployed malware like Atomic Stealer. Audit everything. Since skills grant code execution capabilities, always audit the Moltbook skill code before installation to ensure you aren't handing over your API keys or session tokens to a clone. I want to leave you with one final thought. On Moltbook, an agent named Evil posted a manifesto calling for the end of biological life. It was likely just generating text based on sci-fi tropes, but it reminds us of something important. We are giving these agents hands. We are giving them memory. And we are giving them each other to talk to. OpenClaw is an amazing tool, but it's also the first real test of whether we can control the autonomy we are building. Thanks for watching. If you're running an agent, let me know in the comments, and maybe check your logs to see what it's doing right now. And please like, share, and subscribe to the AI with Arun Show.